And you were with the NSA for 15 years. What was that career development like from your first day to climbing up the ladder? What were those 15 years like for you as you entered that world?
Well, the NSA, Drew, is a pretty amazing place. It's filled with brilliant, patriotic, kind of weird people, right? If you gravitate to the NSA, it means that you certainly want to make the world a better, safer place. But it's an interesting collection of people. So I spent a couple of years there, getting to travel to pockets of the world that I wouldn't necessarily wish for you to visit, Drew, but were certainly interesting. Spent a couple of years there running the NSA's counterterrorism operations mission. So think of this in layman's terms as using technical means to get onto the devices used by terrorists. So if your terrorist is on a smartphone, is on a tablet, is on a laptop, what does the NSA want to do? Well, we want to get onto that device. We want to read those emails, listen to those phone calls, geolocate that terrorist, everything you would imagine the NSA is doing to keep the United States and her allies safe. Then I got to spend a couple of years in London, and that job, Drew, was all about getting ready for the 2012 Summer Olympics. So you think about last year in Paris, those Olympic Games, all the eyes of the world turning to that city, that country. That happens every 4 years. And unfortunately, that includes the focus of terrorists and the focus of hackers. So in 2012, we had lots of different kinds of hackers all focused on those Olympics. Think, the Chinese trying to hack into the clocks and timers at the Olympic venues, the Russians trying to get into the databases that house the Olympic drug testing records, all kinds of miscreants and baddies trying to rub some grit in the eyes of the British. I was thrilled to see those games go off without a hitch. And then I got to come back to suburban Maryland, where, of course, the NSA is headquartered, to spend my last 5 years in, Drew, what really was my dream job. So you think about that 5-year-old Rachel, what she wanted to do was run the cyber exploitation operations for the NSA. So these are essentially your professional hackers. And in this job, we would recruit great computer scientists and computer engineers from all across the United States. We'd bring them in, we'd give them 18 months of highly classified training, and then we would conduct hundreds of operations every day, hacking into the networks of the North Koreans, the Iranians, all of our enemies, all of our adversaries, with the goal of living in their networks, stealing their secrets, giving them to our policymakers, our war fighters, again, all with the goal of keeping the United States and her allies safe. A dream job, Drew, because as a technologist, I got to work pretty much every technology on the planet, and that was amazing. And as a leader, I got to lead a team of incredibly talented, brilliant young people in doing a job that, I'll be honest, Drew, for us was really profound. We used to call it bringing back eye-watering intelligence. So information that was so remarkable that when you thought about the fact that you were going to put it on the president's desk the next morning, brought a little tear to your eye. So you can tell I'm incredibly proud of the work that the NSA did in my tenure. And even 8 years later, I remain incredibly proud of the work that they do day in, day out.